Hi guys, Mr. Stevens. Sorry about the delay on this one. Have some technical problems. You have to love technology. But anyway, today we're talking about unit rates in class, and a unit rate is just a type of ratio that has a 1 in it. So I thought I'd show you a few problems out of the book and, talk about some of the typical mistakes people make with unit rates. And here's an example. Julie wrote the rate $108 in 6 weeks as a unit rate. Find her mistake. So clearly, this actually makes sense, right? If you double 3, you get 6. If you double 54, what's wrong with it? It doesn't have a 1 in it, right? So we're looking for either $1 or 1 week. In this case, 1 week would be a lot easier. So you just have to figure out pretty much you're going to have to divide. And I think that's what makes uh, unit rates hard a lot of the time. People don't like to divide, but a lot of times there's no way around it. So what do we divide by? Well, think about where the one's going to go. It's going to go here. How are we going to get from 3 to 1? Divide by 3. So how do we find the answer? 54 divided by 3. 3 goes into 5 once. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. Sorry about the sloppy writing. I'm using the mouse. Bring down the 4. 3 goes into 24 8 times. And 3 times 8 is 24. So the mistake is that 1 week would be $18. And again, what makes that a unit rate? It has a 1 in it, right? Sometimes it's not clear where they want the 1 to be, but if you're given a choice, make it an easier one. All right. Here's another example on page 29 of why you would want to do this sometimes. If you had 2 homerooms and 24 kids in one homeroom and 28 in the other, the smaller homeroom sold 72, the bigger homeroom sold 98. So who sold more subscriptions per student? There's a couple different ways to set this up, but just realize 24 kids, 72 subscriptions, or 28 kids and 98 subscriptions. This is a unit rate question because we don't know how many magazines per student. Now remember, the per means 1. So we want this 24 to turn into a 1. We want this 28 to turn into a 1. How does that happen? It does something here, and it does something different here, right? So how do we get our answers? In this one, divide by 24. And I know you're probably thinking, wow, this is a lot of work for just one question, but this is, maybe the easiest way to set it up. Divide by 28 on this side. All right, and tell you what, just to save some time, I'll pause this while I do that math. Okay, and we're back, and you can see that this one and this homeroom, Mrs. Brown's, they sold 3 subscriptions per student, whereas Mrs. Garcia's homeroom sold 3.5 subscriptions per student. So clearly, Mrs. Garcia's homeroom sold more. And it can be proven mathematically right there. Again, it seems kind of like a lot of work for one question, but unit rate is probably the easiest way to do it. Um, we're going to work our way into what a ratio table is. And you'll notice that a lot of times you can get the answer in a lot of different ways. Like if this guy gets this much per week, it's already a unit rate. So that makes it easy. So how much does he make in 4 weeks? Well, we don't really need all this. See what I mean? It doesn't matter because we know that 1 times 4 is 4. Whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. Oh, go. So after 4 weeks, he gets $28. Now, I know some of you are sitting there, like Kenny, for example, and said, "Oh, I got that. I didn't need all that stuff." Right, exactly. But what happens when you get to a question like the next one where you can't do it in your head, right? One way to do it might be to say, find a unit rate. Like I know how much he runs in 60 minutes. Well, then can I go directly from 8 to 2? Some people would say, sure, divide by 4. You could do that. Now you're going to have to divide the 60 by 4. But maybe it would be easier if we go to 1 first. Unfortunately, 8 doesn't go evenly into 60 anyway. But again, the whole reason to think about a unit rate is maybe there's an easier way to do the question. All right. And as we look at all these different ratios questions, we're going to try to say, well, what's the best way to set this up? What's the easiest way? Just remember, unit rate means 1, right? 12 packs of juice, $48. And they want us to get to 8. See, what I would do with this one is, I know that 12 goes into 48, so I'll divide by 12, right? And now I know that 1 pack of juice costs $4. Now I can get to 8 easily. 1 times 8, 4 times 8, $32. See, that one was much easier as a unit rate. Is that the only way to do it? No, but hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to work some more on these and some of these exact same questions, but also some other ones, and you'll see how sometimes the unit rate makes it easier. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hope I didn't go on too long. I always try to make them quick, but yeah, 7 minutes. Oh well. It's called Math 6 and 6 because that's the goal, 6 minutes. Thanks for watching.